Alright, everyone, welcome to the first episode of Cook Like a Joe, where I'm going to show you how to make a simple, no fuss, easy Dutch oven bread. First thing you're going to need is 3 cups of flour, which I got already in the bowl, all purpose or whole wheat. 1 cup all wheat flour is what I like to put in as a substitute. So 3 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of quick, fast rising yeast, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1.5 cups of water, hot, about 120 degrees, a stand mixer, a bowl. If you don't have a mixer, use a wooden spatula, your hands, or even a wooden spoon. However, before we get started, even though I'm doing this recipe using measuring spoons and cups, you really should have one of these. That's a kitchen scale. But I know that most people probably don't have a kitchen scale, so we're just going to toss that off to the side. Okay, we got our flour. We're just going to aerate that flour a little bit with a wire whisk. To that, we're going to add our yeast now. Remember, 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons. All right, our salt, 1 teaspoon. There we go. Give that a quick mix, aerate it, that flour, incorporate that yeast and salt. All right, now we're going to put that into our mixing bowl. Try not to make a mess. Going to take our hot water, we're going to put it in there, close that mixer. You're going to put it on about low, medium low speed. You really don't want to beat the heck out of this dough. All right, going to pour our water in. Just allow it to incorporate. Easy does it. Slow and steady wins the race in this case. Okay, we're going to let that mix for about 5 or 6 minutes until well incorporated. This should be a fairly sticky dough. Just pulling apart from the side of the bowl. If it's not, your dough is going to be dense. It's not going to have those nice air pockets. It's not going to be soft and delicious. Make sure the dough looks wet. Trust me. So that's looking good. So now we're going to turn that off. We're just going to open that up and we're just going to try and pull that nice sticky dough off that dough hook, not hick. All right. Kind of looks like cheese. There we go. Yeah. All right. So we got our dough. We're going to let that rest. Wrap it in cling film. Give it a good cover. There we go. That bowl really doesn't like cling film, so I'm going to struggle with it there. Nice quick edit. We're going to let that rest. Going to let it rest for about 45 to an hour, or until that dough is doubled in size. It's got some nice bubbles on top. I know I said this is a quick bread. However, quick in bread terms. So we're still going to be here a little while. So I like to grab myself a nice pint of beer, good Belgian wheat, put on some tunes. You're going to be here a while. Cheers. All right, back to our bread. Now we're going to preheat our oven to 450 degrees. We're going to preheat it with that Dutch oven inside. What we're doing is we're allowing that Dutch oven to heat up with the oven. Okay, we're going to give that 30 minutes. Going to take some flour, get it on that board. I'm going to do this the hard way. There we go. Try not to make too much of a mess. I am wearing black. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit difficult. It's going to be sticking to the inside of that bowl. Just try and pull it off as gently as you can. Try not to disturb too much of those air bubbles. But there we go. Look at that. I know, doesn't that look really wet? Trust me, that is exactly what we want. A little more flour on top just to help us out. There we go. Okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to take our dough, it's going to pull, stretch, and fold. Pull, Fold it over, fold, give that one more. There we go, that's about right. Okay, get a little more flour in there. And we're just gonna kind of tuck it underneath itself into a nice little bowl, just like that. Okay, take your mixing bowl, just get that out of there. All right, grab yourself a new fresh bowl, because who doesn't like doing more dishes, right? Take yourself a piece of parchment paper and just struggle for a little bit until you can get it in there. There we go. I love editing. Okay, now we're gonna take our nice ball of dough. Just gonna tuck it in there on that parchment paper. We're gonna wrap that in some more cling film. All right, like I said, wrap it in cling film. You can reuse the other piece of cling film if you don't want to be wasteful. I didn't do that. There we go, a couple pieces. This is gonna rest now for about 30 minutes. So ideally you're gonna have this resting while the oven's preheating. Okay, so it's risen, it's had a chance to proof, it's risen back up again. If you like that kind of artisanal look for your bread, you can just cut an X with a knife or preferably an X-Acto blade. I'm not gonna do that here. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna transfer our bread into our hot Dutch oven. There we go. Okay, that Dutch oven is piping hot. Use protective gloves or a towel or you will not be having a good day. Okay, now we're just going to do a little bit of a dance because I was bored and I'm excited for this delicious bread. Okay, let's take this out of the oven. It's had a chance to steam in that Dutch oven. For the last 15 minutes, we took the lid off to let it brown. Okay, so we got a beautiful loaf of bread now at this point. It's got a nice crisp crust, golden brown. Just grab it by the corners of the parchment and take that out of the oven. Oh my God. There we go. Look at that. Some slow fold down for effect. Slide it off. And there we go. Look at that. Beautiful, delicious Dutch oven bread. Nice, hard, crunchy crust. Give it a little squeeze. Okay, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.